Clara and Leon Walker say even in the beginning, their marriage was anything but a storybook romance.
Early on, I classified it as a fraud, and that pretty much stayed that way, on and off, until it ended.
It was the first wedding for him, the third for Clara. She'd already had a son with her first husband and left her second after he allegedly slapped her in a fit of jealous rage. Then Clara met Leon, an IT specialist at her job working for Oakland County. She got pregnant, they said I do, and settled in, she says, with boundaries.
You know, shortly after we were married, he insisted that we have any conversations through emails. And
any conversations?
Yes, all conversations went through emails.
Well, she didn't like to talk, and I didn't like to confront, so I don't know.
And weeks, months went by without talking to each other?
Well, not having quality talk.
Within months, they say they were little more than roommates, and Clara soon sought comfort with her second husband, even though this police report describes how she accused him of hitting her in front of her son.
You know, a reasonable person wouldn't assume that a woman would go back to a guy who beat her. I knew she was involving her son in a relationship with him, and I was very concerned that she was also doing the same thing with our daughter.
In search of proof, Leon says he sat down at a computer in their home and began reading Clara's emails to her best friend. How'd you know her password?
She told me her password before. Her password was her son's name. She also kept a copy of her passwords and her address book.
That's very false. It's never happened. There was not a notebook.
How did he get in?
He guessed at it. He guessed at my password.
Leon printed the emails and sent them to Clara's first husband as a warning that she was exposing their son to the temper of husband number 2. This touched off a custody battle over the boy and eventually led to Leon's arrest under a Michigan law historically used to go after computer hackers.
We have an IT specialist who hacks. What else is he going to start hacking into, particularly when he is a government computer expert?
The divorce is one thing. Child custody is gut-wrenching in and of itself. But the thought that you could do time, what do you make of that?
There's not much in this process that makes sense. So what I make of it is that weird things happen, you know. I'm just taking a day at a time.
You know, a crime is a crime.
But do you think he knew he was committing a crime?
You know, Leon is an IT tech. He has training. He's went to school. He knew better.
If you could strip away all of the cameras, all the legal proceedings, the lawyers, and just have a conversation with Leon, what do you want to say to him?
Well, for one, I hope that he will let go of this anger that he has towards me. And, you know, we are a team, whether he likes it or not.
But you do know that you're going to testify against him with the goal of putting him in jail, perhaps. So that's a lot to ask.
It is. But what does he expect me to do? I mean, he violated my privacy. I was violated. So what about me?
Leon faces a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. His trial begins on Valentine's Day. Bill Weir, ABC News, Birmingham, Michigan.